Hey guys, it's Zara and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys got some coffee or some tea for yourselves. Got some black rose tea for myself today, and let's talk about some books. So last month was not a great reading month for me, but the last week was the exception. I read 5 books last week and I'm going to tell you all about them. The first book I finished was the third book in this Crave series. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the second one, and that was only because there's 2 characters I was rooting for. They had a lot of banter going on and I kind of figured that they'd end up together. And then the third book, though it was interesting, I feel like it lost that aspect of the banter and like the 2 characters that I was rooting for. They kind of got together and I feel like it lost the tension between them, and so it was okay. But the actual plot of the book, aside from the couple, was still pretty interesting. I did feel like I was kind of dragging myself through the book, which is why I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book that I finished was called Games We Play, and this is actually a novella, so I don't read that many, but I saw a lot of people on TikTok talking about it, so I thought I'd give it a chance. Did give it a 3 out of 5 stars. The entire plot happens in one night, and I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars because I felt like the epilogue was really cute, but the book is just a really good, spicy book. That's what you're looking for. It's a quick read. I read it almost in an hour, 90 pages. It was a fun read and the epilogue was adorable. Another book I finished was called Her Soul to Take. This one was about a demon falling in love with a human, and that plot line, I don't know what it is, but I absolutely loved it. Gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty spicy, which is why I picked it up. Again, a TikTok recommendation that I wanted to read. If you like the trope of the demon falling in love with the human, I would say definitely check this one out. Now, I also did about 3 rereads of books. The first one was The Love Hypothesis. This is one of my favorite books. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I've probably read it about 5 or 6 times now since I first read it back when it came out last year. Workplace romance, fake dating, everything. Love the banter, love the tension. Absolutely love this one. Another reread that I did was A Court of Mist and Fury. This is the second book in the ACOTAR series. I have read it before. I've read it a couple of times. I did listen to the audiobook for the very first time, which was exciting. The narrator did a pretty good job. And the last reread I actually did was the Kiss Quotient. Now, I read this a couple of years ago. I absolutely loved it. 4 out of 5 stars. I loved the presentation about Stella, who is autistic, and she wants help from Michael, who is an escort, to help her kind of be better at relationships and dating and in bed. You watch their relationship grow and you fall in love with both of the characters. I did listen to it as an audiobook this time. I listened to this as an audiobook before, so discovered that some audiobooks I recorded with music in the background. Though I didn't like that experience personally, thought it was pretty cool, and I did borrow it from my library app, the Libby app. So this was the only option for the Kiss Quotient, but I still enjoyed listening to the book. And the final book that I finished last week was the second book to Her Soul to Take, which is Her Soul for Revenge. Now, this book is the second book in the series, but it is a standalone as well. It's about 2 characters that were introduced in the first one. It kind of takes place a little bit before the first book and into the next one, and then the ending is after the first one as well. So it's an interesting timeline, but it isn't really a sequel. But I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. I didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first one. Those are all the books I read last week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to link my TikTok and my Instagram down below if you want to go check those out. Comment down below what you are currently reading.